From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DBICD PrimeTime Capper. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I hope you're feeling the same. And it is time for the premier sports betting show, the PrimeTime Angles. All right, so let's go ahead and get to our first topic, and it's going to be this. It's going to be the Bengals. Ain't done yet. Pull off big upset on Monday Night Football over Jags, winning the game 34-31 with a 34-31 win on the road. So it is what it is. They went and took care of their business last night. Jake Browning, absolutely phenomenal performance last night. He was put on a absolute show for the Monday Night Football viewers. A lot of people had their own little hang-ups about Browning last night. They thought that it was going to probably be a bust situation, that this was going to be the beginning of the end for the Bengals and all that good stuff last night. Well, you know what? He didn't get the memo. And, you know, a lot of people who were the naysayers in the situation, including people on TV, forgot the fact that this guy did start every single game in his college career at the University of Washington. He was a freshman starter, true freshman starter. That's pretty difficult to do in a Power 5 conference. And then he was able to have his team in a good position his senior year, but they kind of got caught up in the mix and wound up, falling out of things. And then Browning was actually seen as a first rounder, and then it didn't work out because he didn't have the greatest of senior seasons. And then they over evaluated him and pretty much winds up being a guy that you pick outside of the draft. And this happens because you just don't want to pay guys. That's all it is. You know what I mean? And you know where they truly stand at. And you know, once you get out the fourth round, there's no point in drafting them because you might as well just sign them to the undrafted free agent situation. So when I'm looking at the numbers last night, Browning was absolutely phenomenal. He was 32 for 37 last night, 354 yards through the air. He was it was 9.68 and 9.6 an attempt. He threw a touchdown and he was sacked twice. Also, he ran in a touchdown, a 21-yard touchdown to be exact. So that was pretty huge in its own right. Let's make sure I got it all the way right because I was back and forth with the in-season tournament last night. So, it was a 1-yard touchdown, but he did have a nice 21-yard run. And, you know, this guy he's actually pretty mobile. And you know what? He found Jamar Chase. It's that simple. Jamar Chase is the greatest insurance policy that you can have in a situation like this. Jamar Chase, 11 receptions, 149 yards, was able to score a touchdown yesterday as well, too. And Jamar had himself a big catch in this game. It was a 76-yard touchdown that really showed that, okay, the Bengals are here. They're playing in this game. And you know what? It gave the Bengals a 7-point lead at that point as well, too. And, it really worked out well for the Bengals at the end there because what happens is that the Jaguars wound up losing Trevor Lawrence for the rest of the night and possibly for the next few weeks as well, too, with a pretty severe ankle sprain that we all saw last night that saw him bend backwards. So this game, this win right here pretty much put the Cincinnati Bengals back into the race. And you know what? They're a 500 team now with 5 games left to go. And, you know, it's their world. It's their world. It seriously is. And we'll see how it goes. Because the schedule says it's going to be a little tough. But Browning showed that, you know, you got Joe Burrow, who's the man. That's Joe Cool. But then you got a certified backup behind him as well, too, that can actually win games too. So it's going to be really, really fun to see exactly what the Bengals are going to be as we move forward for the rest of the season. So with that, let's move into our next topic in hand, which is going to be the state of the Lakers. And with the state of the Lakers today, we do have ourselves a fun spot. You know, the Lakers have themselves, they're in the end season. The Lakers have not lost a game in this tournament either. So it's been pretty good for them moving forward. The Lakers court is absolutely a gem, in my opinion. I love it. I like looking at this. This is a good looking court. The Lakers will probably wear their black jerseys tonight as well, too. So that should be a lot of fun with that situation. So I truly do feel like when it comes down to this game right here, you have yourself a very, 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 very good game. This is probably the most 50-50 game of all the quarterfinal games that we do have going on. So, you know, when you get to that, that's just going to be something that's absolutely incredible in itself. And you just say to yourself that this should wind up being something that's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and take a real quick commercial break. There's something that just came up, but I'll be right back and I'll finish up this subject once we get back.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners and I'll Have Another and Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
Tune into Big Wave Boxing every week with a brand new guest with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the PrimeTime Capper, getting the best boxing stories, best boxing angles, and the truth when it all comes down to the sweet science. Tune into Big Wave Boxing on the Prime Wave Media channel on YouTube.
All right, so let me continue where I was at. The Lakers looking good, though, in this. And the Suns' only loss came to the Lakers. So this is a really good game tonight because this, to me, really kind of sets up who is really going to Vegas. Let's keep it. I mean, well, we already have the Pelicans going to Vegas, but the winner goes to Vegas, okay? And I think that the way that this tournament is setting up, you need to have a marquee team. And I don't mean a marquee team like one of the best teams in the league. I mean a marquee team like an establishment in the NBA. Boston got put out last night. That was huge because, you know, it takes away the Laker Celtics championship of the in-season tournament. It would have been awesome to have the Lakers and the Celtics play each other. But what happens is that the Celtics get put out last night. Now it's going to be the Pacers. Pacers await the winner of the Bucks-Knicks game. So you're hoping that you'll get the Knicks to Vegas so you can have the New York effect in the situation. But you know what? Most likely it'll probably wind up being the Bucks. And you know what? You still get the player matchup between Giannis and LeBron. So, you know, you have that portion. But all in all, though, when you look at the Lakers situation here, this will be a great confidence booster for the Lakers moving forward. Because all in all, this will show that the Lakers, the chemistry is caught up with itself. And it seems like the Lakers play on another level when it's time to play in a tournament situation. And this is beautiful to watch as they move forward to possibly winning the in-season tournament. But tonight is probably going to be their toughest game out of any of the games that they'll play moving forward. Even though the Pelicans look like world beaters last night, the way that they took care of the Kings, who had a double-digit lead at one point in that game, and still it didn't really affect the Pelicans coming back in that game and winning that game. So that was a really huge moment for them. And I think that this could wind up being really the game of the night, to be honest with you, because I know that the Bucks and Knicks is going to be really good. But the Lakers and the Suns, this is going to be a back and forth game, just like the first two games have been between these two teams this season. There, it's really going to come down to the final minutes of the game and who has the grit to win this thing. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But I do like the Lakers to win this game tonight and get their spot in Las Vegas, aka Lost Wages. So here we are, in season tournament. Knicks at Bucks. Bucks are a 5.5-point favorite. You have an over under 228.5 as well too. You have a Bucks team that's starting to come into form. They're starting to everything's starting to make a whole lot of sense with this team. They've done very well in the tournament as well too. And the Knicks have taken on a different identity in the tournament as well. This is going to be another really good game between two really good teams, and I think that the Knicks, they really have played up to this because, the Knicks haven't had a championship in a long time. Milwaukee's a few years removed from one. But still, Dame Lillard has never won a championship either. So this is huge for the Bucks. This is huge for the Knicks, and this is going to be a very, very competitive game tonight. That's what I can see here. Now, the Bucks do have everything working in their favor tonight. They're at home. They got the spread. And they got the more talented players on their side. But you know what? The Knicks have a lot of moxie to them, and the Knicks really do lock it up when they need to. And these type of games don't bode well for teams like the Bucks, in my opinion. The Bucks seem to not be a big-time team. They seem to be guys that are able to take care of their business against majority of the league. But when it comes to a real game situation, when we're playing in a playoff tournament situation, the Bucks can really go ahead and choke things up. And I feel like that can happen tonight as well, too. So where I'm going with this one is like this. I'm going to go ahead and shake the card a little bit tonight. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to shake the card tonight. And I'm going to take the Knicks to go ahead and be the third dog in this quarterfinal to go ahead and take care of their business and get themselves the big win here. And I do like the Knicks plus 170 tonight. I think it's an absolute steal of a bet. I think that the Knicks will step up tonight, get a big win, and move forward to Vegas, and we're going to have a fun weekend in Vegas. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the weekend is going to be fun. This is going to be the funnest weekend that the NBA has seen in some time. That's not Christmas in December when it comes to their basketball. This is absolutely the smartest thing that David Silver could absolutely think of. And Adam Silver, I'm sorry, I was thinking about my man David Stern, and I got their names mixed up. But Adam Silver came up with a very, very good idea. This will make a lot of TV rights people very, very eager to jump into this situation. He gave the NBA a better presentation for their next TV rights deal, and it's absolute genius right now, because if you're NBC, you would love to buy a game. If you're ABC, you would love to buy a game. If you're, say, Paramount Plus, you would love to buy one of these games, because they're the in-season tournaments, and people are going to watch, because this is different from the regular season. This has nothing to do with your regular season record. It has to do with how hard you play in this tournament, and it's showing up right now with a big win by Indianapolis, with a big win by the Pelicans last night. Now we have what they probably feel are going to be the more formful games, but I still think the Knicks are going to be somebody who's going to shake the cart. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out, and from there we move forward. So let's go ahead and get into the CBB game of the day, which is going to be between UCONN, who's the number 9 ranked team in the nation, going against UConn, who's the number 5 ranked team in the nation. Both teams are 7-1. You got an over/under at 229.5, and you have a spread of -6 favored to the UConn tonight. So this is going to be a really good game. I really, truly feel that this one is going to be a game that these teams will probably see each other again, possibly in the Final Four. But, it could be in the Elite Eight or in the Sweet 16. But both these teams are high-powered. They are establishments in this. I wouldn't call UConn a blue blood yet, even though they got 5 national titles. UConn has had some of the worst seasons in the last 30 years out of any of these teams as well, too. So, and you got to remember, some of UConn's titles are a little controversial because when they win the title the next year, they had issues with the NCAA. So, they are a team that has kind of played the game well enough in the recruiting ranks, and they find themselves in a situation where they've won multiple national championships. And you have a North Carolina team that, missed the tournament last year. It was a bad down season for them last year. They lost a lot of games that they shouldn't have lost last year, and they had a lot of selfish players on the team. Those guys are gone now. So now what happens is you have a team that's looking to focus in and get themselves back into the Final Four this year, get themselves back to the national championship game, and get themselves back to cutting down the nets. So this is going to be a really fun game tonight. This is a national championship preview in a sense as well, too. But UConn has never went back-to-back. So this is going to be a very strategic game as well, because really, to me, the first to 80 wins, okay? And I truly do feel like tonight, UConn's going to put on a show in Storage. It's that simple. They are going to go off tonight. I know North Carolina is a tough team. I know North Carolina is good. North Carolina has the experience, but I just think that UConn's going to hit one of those runs, and it's going to be lights out for this game. I truly do feel like that's going to happen tonight. So I will go ahead and lay the 6 on UConn tonight. This is going to be a part of our primetime pick 6 as well, too. I really do enjoy this matchup, and I enjoy these matchups that are going down this week between the Big East and the ACC. It's a beautiful thing that they brought back the Big East ACC Showcase, because these games are needed for the committee to truly put the right teams in the right spots in the tournament. So with that will be a wrap on that. And once again, we're taking -6 on the UConn Huskies tonight. So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. So when I get back, we'll jump into Talkin Tickets and go from there. So you guys stay tuned. This is the premier sports betting show, the PrimeTime Angles, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the PrimeTime Capper.
Now you and your friends can compete in the sport of kings and win big with Stable Duel. Get the app, pick your horses, and get in on the thrill of horse racing with daily games competing against other players. Bring home the glory and the cash, and move up the annual leaderboard while you leave your competition in the dust. Get in the game with Stable Duel. Play, race, win.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners and I'll Have Another and Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
All right, here we are. Let's go ahead and jump into it. We have ourselves the Talkin Tickets, and Talkin Tickets, we got ourselves nothing but hoops tonight. So let's go ahead and get into this. And pretty much we have ourselves the CBB PrimeTime PK6, 44-1, FAU, money line -135. We also have Georgia Tech +5.5. We also have Oklahoma -5. We have Akron -120. And we also have +26 UMKC, and then we have -6 with the UConn. So this is going to be a 44-1 ticket. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it checks out. Then we have the CBB DogDay PK4, 75-1. We have Wisconsin money line +180. We have Drexel money line +290. And then we also have Cornell tonight against a lowly Syracuse team. And we have Cornell money line +175. And then we wrap it up with Pacific tonight. They playing against Idaho. And so pretty much hopefully we can get that home tonight with the plus 150 and see how it goes, see how it shakes out. That's a 75-1 ticket. All right, so we have ourselves the Knicks and the Bucks tonight. I'm taking the Knicks as my dog of the day in the NBA. And then we have the over 118 with the first half tonight as well. And then we have the Bucks first quarter minus 1.5. And then I'm taking the Knicks with the plus 2.5 on the alternate line tonight. Just keep it close. So if we don't get the win tonight, we can still cash out if they lose the game by 2 or less. All right. So we wrap it up. We finish it up with the Lakers minus 125 tonight. We also have the Suns plus 0.5 point. First half minus 115. Then we're playing the under 58.5 in the first quarter tonight. And then we also have ourselves the 2.5 to the Lakers plus 125 tonight. That's going to be our in-season tournament bets for tonight. And pretty much that's going to be our bets for today. So I'm going to go ahead and put these out on the Twitter in the next 20 minutes or so. And you guys go ahead and do what you need with them. You can play them, you can fade them, you can pass on them, you can do what you want, but make sure that you know to retweet, share the show, do what you got to do. Let's get these numbers up. So with that, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to the show today. And you guys are the absolute best. I can't wait to get back with you guys tomorrow. So you guys enjoy your night, enjoy the rest of your day as well too, and keep the movement moving, and don't bet with your head. Don't bet with your heart. Bet with your head, not with your heart. So, make sure that you're doing the right thing when it comes to your pockets. Okay. So with that, that's going to be a wrap on the Premier Sports Betting Show, the Primetime Angles Live. I'm your host, the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, and I am gone.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.